All right. Hello, hello.
Hello,
Ooh.
friends.
Hi, everyone. Yay.
Ew.
We're all here. Yay.
Yay!
Yay.
Friendship.
Just get ready for the next 5 minutes. We're all just going to sit here and go, yay. Well, everyone leaves.
Yes, everyone will
That's
love
the
us.
plan. No,
Mhm.
just kidding. Anyway.
So we're back on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Still in the first game, still, doing our shit. I'm Kels, I'm the dumbass behind the controller, and at this point, I feel like I have had more legal, practice than Naruhodo at this point. Like, I feel like playing the 3 games, like the actual Ace Attorney games, like, gives us an edge over this dude. Like, you can call me a lawyer now.
Certified lawyer right here.
Just don't ask me to defend you.
Yeah.
No objections.
You want that?
I mean, are we sure? I mean, I think you have an experience, personally.
There we go.
I would trust you.
Objection, Your Honor. I don't know what about. But let's just watch the Blue Badger dance for a few minutes while I figure it out. Objection, Your Honor. The vibes are off.
The vibes are off. Yep. I felt that. Hello, I am Mana. I've been absent for a billion years or something. And I'm back. Yay.
Yay.
I've been fighting a cold after MetroCon, and I just watched Big Time Rush, so that's really hot. That's it. That's all you missed.
Woo!
And of course, last but not least, my name is Lemur. I almost did my horror game thing, and like, this is how I enjoy this. No, this is not how I enjoy the law. I routinely
This is
scream.
not how I enjoy this.
Routinely scream at this game. As always, standard disclaimer, I have a lot of pets, and you will probably hear them at some point. And if I refer to children, they have 4 legs and have very sharp teeth. So, yeah.
Like, Grandma, how sharp your teeth are.
Exactly. It's the fun
they
kind
said-
of werewolf.
But did you get the prize from the Lawyeros box yet?
I still need to buy a box of Lawyeros because I can't think of the last time I actually bought cereal. It's just not one of those things that I've ever enjoyed. Actually, that's a lie. I do really like, for some reason, plain Cheerios. I don't want milk or anything on them. I just want plain Cheerios like I'm a fucking toddler.
I don't like cereal as a breakfast. I like cereal as a snack. This is my hot take. What was the... I was trying to think. You texted me something about a food hot take we needed to talk about.
Oh, my DIY salad!
Yeah. Okay. Sorry,
What?
that triggered my brain. But yeah, no. My hot take is that cereal is better as a snack than as a breakfast. I also don't like putting milk in it. I love my favorites. One of my favorite snacks is just eating Fruit Loops. So
Fair.
that's my food hot take for the moment.
My salad
I love
one.
cereal.
Really?
Anyway, yeah. If it's there, I'll eat it.
That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my salad
Better
one
eat
was every time. So, like, I really like making my own salads because, then I can put whatever I want into it and, blah, 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 blah. But every time I do it, like, there's always one ingredient that I sit there and I go, oh my God, this is going to be so good in this. I am a salad god. And then I put it in there and I taste it and it's like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. Like, there's always just that one ingredient that it's like, of course, like, why would people not put this in there?
What was it that you did last time? Was
Cranberries.
There was the cranberries, yeah.
Cranberries and salad, very good. Don't do it with the garlic lemongrass dressing. It doesn't match. Just doesn't go. The rest of the salad was great, though. So.
I mean, I've seen people put strawberries in their salad and stuff, and it works.
I really like strawberries in salad with balsamic vinegar. Like, that combination, I would eat strawberries with balsamic vinegar, like, on anything. So, if you want, like, a weird combination that works. Like, berries and balsamic vinegar in general are fantastic.
Now you know.
Now you know. Exactly. To get into the salty spittoon, you must be tough enough to eat a bowl of nails without any milk.
Oh, damn. I don't know
So.
if I could do that, but okay.
Yeah, I feel like we're more Weenie Hut Jr. people.
Speaks for yourself. I'm super weenie. Anyway.
Shall we do some pre-show banter? Or pre-show
Yes.
game?
Pre-show game. So, would you like to play a game?
Yes, Jigsaw.
Tonight's game of choice is not sponsored, but it could be. Pick your poison.
Exactly.
The fun-
Sponsor us.
The fun Would You Rather game.
Who would sponsor you about poison? What sponsorship are we looking at?
I could figure out how to get sponsored for it. Like, let's be honest.
Listen, I need to get us. I need to purchase Stupid Criminals. So I'll try to have that because we won't have stream on Thursday, and I don't know about Sunday, but I'll try to have Stupid Criminals by the next time we have stream, so we could do a new game. But like between the airtime that we have given freely to Stupid Deaths and Pick Your Poison, like I think they should write us a check.
Seriously, like, or at least give us like free expansion packs or something. Like,
right?
You know, we will
Yeah.
endorse your game.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear us talk about, you know, like how do you accustom yourself to a bidet, and what's the other thing that we keep going over and over and over? The bidet is the big one I always remember.
Yeah,
That's
that's my
fair.
curse now.
You have to tell us when you try one now.
I have not come across one since the last time we discussed bidets. I did look at them on Amazon.
You can do it. Just try
So-
it. You'll be converted.
We may just try out a bidet by buying it and installing it in my toilet at home.
And just think, it's better for the environment. So,
Yeah.
and if your house catches on fire, like, you have a little bit of water right there.
Jesus. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze.
Lord.
And this is why we should get sponsored.
Oh, sorry.
Because I say these ridiculous ass things that no one else would say and put on the internet freely.
But to circle back, no, I don't remember what the other thing was.
Either. I'm sure it'll come up, let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So Mana, I don't believe you've played this game before.
Nope.
I'm sure you have played Would You Rather, because honestly, who hasn't?
Yeah.
So the cards can have really any situation. Like, I'll get into specifics, but like one of them, like we kind of like think our way through deciding which one's better, and I can already tell. I have a feeling I know which one we're all gonna like better, depending on what your middle school life was like. So.
That's oddly specific.
Would you rather dress like you did in middle school for the rest of your life, or shave off one of your eyebrows?
Oh, that's easy. I'd rather wear my middle school clothes because honestly, I've been a gay emo theater kid forever,
I mean,
and that's never gonna change.
like, if I shave off my eyebrow, do I only have to do it once?
It only says shave off one of your eyebrows. It does not specify, like, see, this is one of those things that I'm gonna take that it implies you have to do it once, which I will gladly shave off my eyebrow because I can draw that sucker back in.
Exactly. I think
Like,
we've
I
talked
already
about this, yeah.
I'm white and blonde. Like, I already have to fill in my eyebrows so you can see them. Like,
Look, I can, you know, even if I suck at filling in my eyebrows, I can rock the drag eyebrows for the, like, month and a half it takes them to grow back, or however long eyebrows take
Yeah.
to grow back. I don't know.
well, if we've learned anything from the 90s eyebrow trends in America,
Mhm.
plucking is dangerous
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
then eventually that stops coming back.
Yeah.
But if you shave it like once, like
Yeah, it's gonna come back.
it'll come back. I'd rather deal with that than I know I've discussed this last time this card came up.
Mm-hmm.
But I very much in middle school, I mean, like who isn't? But I very much did not want to be perceived or seen all the time, and I dressed that way. I all of my clothes were too long, were too baggy. I mean, I tried I still actually have a sweatshirt that I wore a solid maybe 2 out of my 3 years in middle school. It's this Nightmare Before Christmas hoodie that I got at Disneyland.
Love
That's nice. Valid.
But you know, like I the way that I look at like wanting to be an adult, like I want to be the adult that like middle school me would have thought was cool. But those adults didn't dress the way I did. You know?
Yeah.
Like that, and that's just me. Like personally, like that's I would much rather shave off my eyebrow one time.
Yeah. And like I was in middle school, which I assume if I have to go back to my middle school style, I have to wear like school uniforms again.
Yeah,
and I'm almost like
uniforms too.
30 fucking years old. I do not need to be walking around in a schoolgirl uniform.
Yeah,
like
that's
gonna invite some shit that I don't want to get into.
True that, bestie.
Yeah.
Yeah. My style, it's so funny. My style has not changed.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you found your aesthetic and you stuck to it. Like,
yeah,
true.
You just found yours early, which is rad. Excuse you.
At least I'm consistent, is what I was
exactly.
saying.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You want to participate in the conversation,
Yeah.
Maverick?
Hey, Mav.
You just
We'll go with
looked
that.
at me and barked. Like, what the fuck? Sorry. So it seems general. Yeah. So we're split a little, but that's yeah. So that's the kind of I would say these are more mild. That's a more mild. Would you rather? 'Cause
Yeah.
some of these are pretty wild. All right. Speaking of pretty wild, would you rather ride a really intense roller coaster 100 times in a row at turbo speed, or lose your short-term memory?
Wait. What was the first one? Sorry.
So the first, sorry, just ironic considering the second one was losing your
Short-term memory.
Ride a really intense roller coaster 100 times in a row so I'm assuming that means without stopping. At like turbo speed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of with chat. Like, do I lose my short-term memory forever? Or is it just like I lose my short-term memory in that moment?
It does not specify. I think I don't know. I think I already have memory issues, so I think I'd rather just continue to deal with that, because I love roller coasters, but the idea of riding an intense one 100 times in a row, I'm assuming not even stopping.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, what? So
I would get nauseous.
You'd pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd pass out.
And like you take, the standard roller coaster will say, somewhere between 2.5 and 4 minutes. Like you have to do that 100 times. Like 4 minutes is 400 minutes 100 times, which is a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even like, that's what.
Yeah, I feel like you might even die.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hours. You might die if you're like going that fast at turbo speed. Yeah, you might just die. So no, I'll lose my short-term memory, I guess.
Yeah, 100 times. Yeah, I agree. 100 times is unfeasible, no matter how soft the roller coaster is. Like if it was like one of those like kid ones.
Yeah,
like they have like the kid ones. Like there's ones I've seen. I've never actually ridden a carnival ride because I'm terrified of them. They're meant to be broken down and moved.
Right?
I don't get on carnival rides.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
But I've seen ones like at the carnival that like it's just basically like basic ups and downs and loop and you go in on a track, not a loop. That's not what I meant. You don't like they're fairly slow. Like that I could do like 100 times. That probably though it would probably break.
Yeah.
Considering that it's
so
not
that way you don't have to complete the 100.
Yeah, I die.
Yeah, I think I'd just go with a short-term memory. Like, even assuming that, you know, like, you don't have any short-term memory forever. Like,
there's ways around it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My short-term memory already sucks. I have ADHD. Like, I'm already writing shit down and leaving it places and then forgetting I wrote it down and then, you know.
Fine. See, this is why I have a hard time with, like, phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is where, like, we were talking earlier about, so we were discussing future possible Quarry playthroughs, and Kels was like, I forgot that you said that you had forgotten that Dylan had gotten bit earlier than you had remembered. And my dumbass, like, literally, and I told you this, it was just like, when you said that maybe Emma got it, or Emma?
Yeah,
Emma. Emma got him infected. I was like, yeah, sure. Fully having remembered that he had been attacked earlier in the game. And so it's like, I can't even keep track of some of that shit, even though it's like, yeah, okay. I question my own memory, even if I remember shit. Like, nah, I already deal with it. I'd much rather just continue to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's valid.
And, like, is it possible for the roller coaster to have alternate paths to mix it up amongst the 100 rounds? Let me just say, as someone who has gone to Disney World quite often, depending, like, there are 2 different tracks for Space Mountain, and let me just tell you, I cannot figure out the difference between the 2. It does not seem to make a big difference.
Yeah.
Like, not gonna happen. The one ride that I would ride over and over and over again is, like, Tower of Terror, though. I'm gonna guess that they're not, you know, that they don't consider that as the thing.
It's like a drop ride, so I would say going off of a technicality, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. But, like, that I could probably do 100 times. I'd be bored as shit. You know,
Dude,
it would, like,
you
know.
My favorite is the Mummy. Anyway. I love the Mummy. I don't care.
Yeah, you would definitely not want to ride that 100 times, though.
No.
Yeah, no.
But no, so back on the Tower of Terror, right? So that is, like, my favorite fucking ride. I absolutely, I weeped when California Adventure announced that they were retheming ours to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
And I was very upset. Having ridden it now, I will say I still miss it, because it just has, I'm sure I've mentioned this at some point on some version of stream, but I grew up watching Twilight Zone reruns on the 4th of July weekends, because Sci-Fi would play them, and that was a weekend I was home from Girl Scout camp, and so I would just watch I would watch Twilight Zone all weekend long, and I did this for years, which is a weird thing for, like, a 10-year-old to do, but I absolutely love the Twilight Zone. I love the Tower of Terror. The retheming for Guardians is beautiful. And the way that they switched up, because there's only so many ways that you could switch up how to do a drop ride, but the way that they switched up how they did Guardians was great. They launch you. They launch you and drop you, and it's just... I screamed, and my uncle complained about it for a solid hour after we got off of the ride. I think, you know, in jest.
Yeah.
But just teasing me. But yeah, I screamed bloody murder because all of a sudden we just launched into the sky. See, I could do that. I could not do that 100 times, though. I could do that maybe 3 or 4 times before I threw up.
I'll go up and down in an escalator 100 times. I think that's my limit.
There you go. Excuse me. Oh no. I don't remember what the juggler from Spy Kids 2 is.
Oh my god. Good
Google that.
juggler.
It's been 10,000 years since I've watched Spy Kids.
Good times though, right?
And yet it came up not that long ago on stream.
Listen, the thumb
Oh.
people are iconic.
People.
Oh!
I'm
That-
done.
Okay. Oh, yeah, so basically, let me send it to, I'm gonna text it to y'all so you can see this madness.
Madness.
Oh, I didn't want to send this for... I sent you the search on accident instead of the picture, so.
It's valid.
That looks so fucked up.
So basically it throws you.
It throws
You are the ball and it juggles you.
I would
like
be
you're
so sick writing
I
that
would-
100 times.
I would lose my
Oh, buddy.
fucking mind. I would pass out, like I'd be covered in vomit. Probably poop my pants. Like absolutely not.
Like, don't get me wrong, I've got, like, I have a pretty good constitution for this kind of stuff. Like, Tower of Terror does not faze me at all. I'm that person that, like, I don't scream at rides or anything. I will, like, look over if my companion is screaming. Like, my first instinct is always to look over and go, like, "You okay?" Which, if you've ever ridden Tower of Terror, like, the first drop is when it takes the photo.
Yeah.
So every time I have been on that ride, every time I've been on that photo, it's me looking over at whoever is screaming, going, "Okay."
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But yeah, like, even I would not do 100 times on a ride. Like,
No matter how much you love it.
no.
I will say the scariest ride at California Adventure is the swinging version of the Ferris wheel. That thing is fucking terrifying. I was fine like doing it. The last time I did it was a very long time ago, and I just don't because. But so I don't know if you've ever seen the Ferris wheel at California Adventure.
I think I have.
But like they have like every other one is a standard, like it's on a post, it just sways a little bit with movement but the other ones are on like an oval track, and as the Ferris wheel moves it goes down the track and rocks up and then goes back up the track and rocks up. Terrifying. I rode it with, I think it was my cousin Matt, and or maybe it was with a friend. I don't remember. Whoever it was, because he didn't like it either, and then I remember this friend didn't like it either. So I'm mixing up the stories in my brain. But they were so scared that they dug their fingernails into my arm so hard I was bleeding.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Why, guys?
Like,
Why?
so yeah, if you've never, you need to look at that up, that Ferris wheel up, because it's the most terrifying ride. Actually, the other one I've heard that people think is really scary is Goofy's Flight School, which used to be like
Goofy's Flight School.
Yeah, it's a very tiny little roller coaster, and
I vaguely remember that one, and I don't think it was that bad.
It's not, but it's very jerky.
Yeah.
It used to be like something Madness, and it was more like surfer themed, and then they rethemed it to be Goofy's Flight School. And it's really fun, but that's one of the other ones that I've seen people say is really scary at California Adventure, is because of how jerky it is, and it's like that's part of the fun.
Look, if I don't need a chiropractic alignment by the time I've left Disney World, did I even actually go to Disney World?
The answer is no.
That is what the Matterhorn is also good at.
Oh my god. No joke on that one.
Like a Matterhorn will break your back. Like,
I always forget how bad it is, and then like I go on it and it's like, oh my god, why did I do this to myself?
So it's bad in Disney World too?
We don't have it at Disney World.
Okay.
No Matterhorn.
damn it, that's my favorite. That's okay. You have Everest. That's what you get.
We have Everest, yeah.
We have
And
Everest.
that one will give you a back realignment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will.
Like, oh, that one can get a little bit painful if you're not ready for it. They tell you to keep your head back against the headrest for a reason.
Uh-huh. Oh my god. I want to ride that so bad.
Well, you gotta
It looks
come.
so good.
You gotta come.
Working on it.
Come on over, babe.
Working on
Exactly.
it.
Like, come
All
on.
right.
Gotta
We'll have
book
fun.
the flight.
Fun
We're all
days.
just going to harass you until you book your flight right now.
Book
My
your
guy-
flights now at Trilago or
Yeah,
whatever. I don't know.
Trivago.
Trilago. I don't know what it is.
And if you are watching this from Trivago, sponsor us.
Thank you. I'll do your voice acting for your commercial if you want. Yay.
All
Anyway.
right. Here's another would you rather. Would you rather be unable to chew with your mouth closed or talk with a bogus accent at all times despite the fact that everyone knows it's fake?
Oh. Oh no.
The Japanese
no.
person in me says it's gotta
Oh,
be
okay.
the accent. Because the issue is, like, I was sitting here thinking about going, well, you know, like, if I have to chew with my mouth open, like, that's not a problem for me. That's just a problem for everyone around me.
Exactly.
you know.
But
Exactly.
also, like, one of my biggest pet peeves is hearing other people chew, and I would not want to do that to someone.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah,
I,
same.
like,
That's
it-
kind of rude.
it seems like putting the onus on someone else, and my Japanese brain sits there and goes, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I'll
You
talk in a
have to
bogus
think of the
accent.
others.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if we all chew with our mouth closed, then we have a harmonious society. That's how we get world peace.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you. You
I
can
mean,
give me the Miss America crown now.
I mean, if I have to fake a Hispanic accent, I'll do it. Even though I'm Hispanic, but I don't have one.
See,
I'll just do it. It's fine.
I feel like my like bogus accent is just how I try to whenever I try to do any accent, and like it's fine. Like I can just do. I think the only one that I do somewhat well is American Southern. Everything else is a shit show.
I remember living in England, and some of my English friends thought that I was trying to mimic an English accent. And it's just that, you know, like, I tend to sort of mimic the phonemes that I'm hearing. You know, so in the US, I tend to do US vowels. And then when I went over to England, I tended to mimic their vowels. And so they thought the entire time that I was just trying to, like, figure out what a British accent sounded like, when it was like, no, I'm just trying to talk.
I just want to communicate. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So, I guess I've already done that. So,
Yeah.
we want
That's
to do
valid.
one more?
Sure. Yeah, that's really true. Accents are so varied that even real ones get mistaken for fake. I don't want other people to bother other people with bad manners. Totally fair.
Yeah.
Feel that.
Oh, I don't know if we like this.
Oh,
Would you
no.
rather never talk to any of your friends again, or wake up tomorrow not remembering who anyone else is?
I don't like that. Oh.
Do we
I mean,
wanna
in
review?
both of them, there's a possibility of never talking to my friends ever again.
Yeah, like this is a no-win situation.
I'm gonna pull another set. Yeah, because I mean, if you just forgot who everyone was, then in theory you would you could still talk to your friends,
Mhm.
but
True. And then you can rekindle. Well, you can become friends with them again.
Yeah.
It's like if you just got amnesia and they just like help you remember. Like, that's not as bad. Okay, I'll choose the second one. Because at least you have a possibility of becoming friends again.
Yeah.
It's just really sad.
all right, I redrew. Would
Okay.
you rather become mute every afternoon between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m., or take 6 untrained dogs with you everywhere you go?
I would do the mute thing from 2 to 5 because, number one, I don't talk to that many people, and number two, I would absolutely have an excuse to get out of those afternoon meetings I hate. So,
Right? Like, that sounds like a
Mhm.
fucking dream. I would
Mhm.
be totally down with not being able to talk for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can
Literally
communicate
put
in
on
other
your
ways if there's an emergency.
exactly. Put on your favorite show for 3 hours and you're good.
Yeah. Like,
Or, like, you know, if you need to get stuff done, work quietly. Just
Exactly.
hunker
Yeah.
down and get your shit done. Like, that sounds like a dream to me, honestly.
yeah, I
Yeah.
could work with that, to be completely
Mhm.
honest.
The other thing that, okay, so the thing about the dogs
Mhm.
is it doesn't tell you, like, you know, like what breed.
Mhm.
Yeah, because if
I-
it's a Chihuahua, you're screwed.
I love Maverick so much, but he is like having 6 untrained dogs just in one body. I
Yeah.
cannot imagine having that in 6 bodies.
Yeah.
It's too much.
And like the
Even
other thing
like
is
with
that
little
like
dogs, like, no.
I'm small. So like a couple of dogs is already a lot for me. Like 6, where there's no way I'm ever keeping track of all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and also like everywhere you go versus like 3 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you could probably totally put that as a medical condition.
Mhm.
You know, like,
It would be really weird. Like I'm sure HR would look at that ADA flip and go,
Mm-hmm.
it's only for 3 hours a day.
Right.
That seems weird. I think the worst
Mhm.
part would be trying to get it like diagnosed by your doctor.
yeah. Like, you're faking it.
Yep.
You've seen it you read about it on the internet, and that's how you
Mhm.
figured it out.
Exactly.
No. I hate people like that. Anyway.
Anyway, I think we were kind of all in agreement on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, shall we talk the game?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I
So
think we
quick
came
recap.
here
By examining the jurors' summations of their verdicts, we called them out on their contradictory statements about how the victim was stabbed and how many people paid to take the omnibus. Pitted against each other, enough of them changed their minds to continue the trial with further cross-examination of the witnesses, one of whom we discovered is in debt to our defendant and thus has reason to perjure himself. British racism count is 6, because holy shit, there has been so much racism. Like, so much.
too much.
Alright, so what did the witnesses really see?
There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. Oh my god, the music! This is great. However, I suppose you
Oh, I
might
forgot
say
you haven't had a stream since I fixed that.
No, I did not. This is great, and I meant to say it earlier, but I didn't. Anyway. I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them.
This song is a bop.
It is.
It is.
I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream.
Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen.
Would you though?
You blind bitch.
Well, lo and behold. In truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. Blah, blah.
I apologize, my lord, but honestly... All right, there was no one else inside that carriage, and this man's hands were covered in blood. Grrr. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it.
That's really not what testimony is about.
Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. You. Anyway, the victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts.
He just got his period. Like, don't shame him.
You're right. In other words, there's no substantial nor significant change in the facts of this case.
Okay, the fact, like, no one is saying that no one died in there. Like,
True. True that, bestie.
Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel.
yes, my lord. All right, really quick, let's take a look at our evidence. All right, we have the armband from Kazuma, which is not actually going to be evidence. We have the autopsy report, crime scene photo, the leather gloves, which only one is bloody, the omnibus, the murder weapon, and the debtor's ledger. All right.
There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that.
No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record.
I'm well aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I knew what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both of his hands.
He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why?
Just reasons. Your reasoning is dire.
Huh?
One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers.
I don't think blood can drip guiltily, but okay.
Guiltily.
That, like when people walk boobily.
Boobily.
Hmm.
Anyway.
You can tell these are male writers, it's fine.
Yeah. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment a stabbing transpired, if that matters. I mean, it does.
Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know.
Alright, but... for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could have possibly done it. I was just becoming a hamster, trying to save us all some time.
You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not?
Yeah?
Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty?
This is very tasty. It tastes like chicken. Whoa, I was hoping... Not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse at the derby, that's all, girl. I was going to win it all back. There's a fixture that's this weekend. That's a sure thing.
A little guinea or 10?
I'm a banker. No one bets an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend.
Maybe we should.
We should. We really should.
I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir.
This witness scruples are not on trial here.
I don't want to hear from you until you start taking off more clothes, sir.
Okay. What shall I start with?
You can keep the gloves on.
Alright, sure. Proceed to the next witness.
Is that really how it's supposed to work?
Yeah.
No, but he's a prosecutor, so who gives a shit?
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attackers' hands with blood on them.
You definitely saw that too? Blood on both hands?
Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're gonna say. Any one of Mr. McGilded's gloves only one of Mr. McGilded's gloves has sign of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I can remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilded sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir.
He wasn't wearing these gloves?
That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly.
It's true that the dark-colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see.
I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilded's gloved hands.
There wasn't blood on his hands?
This is puzzling indeed.
This must be significant somehow. I'm sure of it. Pippo.
I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard the scream.
You didn't see anything?
Oh, yes, sir. That's to say, no, sir, I didn't. Yes, or very sorry about what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say that I saw him stab the man. Would you agree, sir?
No, I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories.
Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it?
No, sir. I saw nothing at all.
Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? Oh, please. You didn't even see that?
It was so cold that night, you see. It was all I could do to keep from passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir.
It would seem prudent to avoid a travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights.
Beppo.
His mustache looks like a horseshoe.
Arg.
Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or else we would have seen it.
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus?
Yeah, that's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh, yes, I remember. I was shivering. It was so bitter. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place.
Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin.
Oh? Why not?
It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door.
It was locked?
That's right. And it's a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play.
Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. I said I had no choice but to climb up onto the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below.
Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard. And that's precisely why I can't tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else in that cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocal, I would say.
I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight?
Nah, they sussy bacos.
Let's take a look at the... You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
Unless the lamp was off. That's not good for us. You know what? We're gonna go with that idea.
Beppo, we have been tossing verdicts made of fire. How are you still cold?
Yeah, really. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you.
Yeah, what?
By golly, really?
Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection. Enough hypothetical meandering? Meandering, sure. My Nipponese friend.
Ugh.
I hate it here. Anyway, the prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. Yes, I can read today. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh. Or is it?
Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand. Sorry. You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus were you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated?
Okay, so in theory, they're sitting here to look down through here, but then they wouldn't be able to see anyone in here, right?
Correct.
Because it would be below them.
Yes. Agreed.
Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here.
Huh.
Well, delayed,
Sorry,
Your Honor.
the
My lord. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Objection!
That was not a sexy statement. It is quite possible that some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
Huh?
I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel.
This is not how the law works, but I guess maybe it could have in Britain. Like the 1800s.
Unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude.
Uh-huh.
Can you, Mr. Naruhodo?
I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? Alright, let's take a look at what we've...
Swear to God if it's a bed bowl. I'm gonna laugh.
The victim... Yeah, I mean, we don't have any other people. Unless it was the Lord Chief Justice.
Yeah, it's probably not.
I mean, it would be the only way he
It was
would know
definitely him,
that
though.
he was innocent. Let's see if any of my evidence... Nope, that's just the dead guy. I have no idea. But I feel like that's wrong.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, we know it wasn't Susato, so we can eliminate someone.
Mm-hmm. Starting to think our defendant did it. Says chat.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm kind of thinking he did do it, but...
Yeah. Oh God, if he did, holy shit.
We're starting off with the corruption early.
Right.
I'm gonna fucking go for it. We'll see if they give me any hints. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. Okay, you did not give me any hints.
Let's pour one out for the stupid boys today. You're a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations.
Fuck you. But yes, it was. Thanks.
A glass to you, stupid person, across from me. A toast to hard-earned lessons not yet learned.
Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
Oh, this could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder that killed Cusco, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was, I literally only have one person that is not accounted for.
Oh, God, I don't know, man.
I mean, I kind of have to go for it,
Follow
I think.
your heart.
I think it's wrong, but... Yes, concealed in the blind spot of the cabin that night was none other than this unexpected passenger.
Whatever so-called logic you use to arrive at that conclusion, it matters not. Because your answer has made one thing abundantly clear.
That wasn't him.
The real blind spot is inside your head, and it would appear to be an unusually large.
Ugh, he could have just said that's not right.
That ain't right. But he don't sound like that, so.
Yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo. Our task here is to defend Mr. McGilded.
Oh shit, I know.
Eh?
It's got to have been McGilded. So if you remember, they were talking about how the dude in the murderer that was sitting next to him wasn't wearing gloves, or was wearing, either wasn't wearing gloves or was wearing gloves. Like his hands were covered in blood. But if these are our defendant's gloves, then obviously he couldn't have been the person sitting next to him. So it had to have been McGilded that was sitting on the other side.
Killed it.
And we are working on this on the assumption that he is innocent of this crime.
Yes, of course. Why?
That must mean then that there was someone else inside the omnibus with Mr. McGilded, the true culprit.
That's right. Exactly what I've been. Oh, of course. So the two people sitting inside the cabin that the witnesses saw through the skylight that night, they were the victim and the real culprit.
It does seem. As though we've been making a false assumption.
The witnesses weren't looking at Mr. McGilded at all, meaning he has to have been sitting somewhere else.
Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
All right, this could be it. Yeah. We get a second chance at this. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was Mr. McGilded.
Gilded.
I hate it when they reveal it right after I figure something out. It doesn't make me feel as smart. The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Donald?
Mr. McGilded. What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant.
Yes, I have
Hell
not
yeah,
forgotten
it
it. Thank
is.
you.
Objection.
Oh, damn. How many of those
Oh
glasses
my-
do you have?
How is that? Wait, he threw it at the fire. It just made it bigger. Anyway.
Not gonna ask.
Same. I'm so conflicted. If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollowed chalice, do forgive this discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks.
You wanna clean that up, bitch? No, my assistants will. People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own.
Oh, can't wait to hear what's gonna come after this sentence.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly.
What are you trying to say, bitch?
Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built.
Objection.
But that premise may be wrong.
What?
If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way.
What? Maverick?
What, Maverick? Yeah,
What
Maverick is the counsel.
Ma'am, stop. Hi. What inconsistency, counsel?
The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection.
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Yes, their testimony remains unchanged.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth.
I'm sorry, that is so funny.
Everything going okay?
Yeah, they're fine.
It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands. Both of them.
Objection.
You know, both of your grandparents are sitting in the other room. You could go bother them instead. No,
And
let's face it.
who was this third party?
Obviously,
Your mom.
the true culprit, who I don't know yet because I know a whole, 5 people in this country.
Mm-hmm. Extraordinary.
Ooh, ah.
I thank you. What do you think of this backwater shit now?
Odar, Odar, Odar. What exactly are you postulating? Fuck you. I'm not done talking.
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
Yes. The tops of the heads were obscured by the roof. I couldn't see the rest of them, though.
Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. Yeah, and then why would they, if they didn't know each other, why would they sit next to each other when there was a perfectly good bench on the other side?
Exactly.
Right.
Now, the whole hole in this is then that our client literally saw all of this happen.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be good for us.
No. And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember.
And you call yourself a hatter?
You've heard of mad hatters, now you're heard of bad hatters. Anyway, the style of hat makes no difference. There's no third passenger in the cabin.
How can you be sure?
Because if there had been, well, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would have undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact.
Yeah.
How we feeling now, bestie?
Not good.
Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. He could have been asleep. And then he didn't notice that other person.
Yeah, and to be fair, we didn't ever ask him.
Yeah, if he was awake. He could have been sleeping.
He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it.
Odor. Odor.
Odor?
Odor. There's clearly a simple solution to this problem. I'm just gonna start saying Hodor now instead of Odar. Hodor.
And bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand.
Well, what say you, counsel?
The prosecution objects, my lord.
Why?
Because I'm a bitch. And I want to win.
On what grounds?
As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been most a deliberate act.
Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion?
My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify? Or not?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we have any more options, so...
Yeah, we kinda gotta.
Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth.
Chad, I'm sorry. Hodor.
Anyway.
I don't know why I'm raising my hand, but the defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
Excuse me.
Excuse
Me over here.
Please call on me. Please, my lord.
To the quest.
Sensei.
Sensei! Senpai!
Notice me. Anyway.
That's an old
Sorry.
inside joke. Very old inside joke.
What were the... Was it Pidgeotos?
No, it was... Yeah, it was. It was Pidgeotto.
It's
Pidgeotto
Senpai!
wants Senpai to notice
me! Senpai!
So, back in the day, we did the halftime show at a cosplay competition at a convention we were at, and that involved... It was Pokemon themed, and it involved
a lot of cardboard cutouts.
of cardboard cutouts of Pokemon, one of which my brother still has in his room.
Oh, good!
But there were like I don't even remember how many Pidgeotos we had,
There were so many.
but there were a lot.
They were supposed to traumatize one of the characters, if that gives you any idea of how many there were.
Oh, okay.
And it just turned into us messing around with them the whole time. And the go-to was, in a silly voice, Senpai!
Senpai! Senpai, notice me! Senpai!
That sounds so good.
Anyway. That's how we survived that.
Oh my god.
That's a whole other thing we could unpack at a much later time.
That's more therapy than pre-show banter, we'll just put it that way.
Yeah. It's the paid version of...
There we go.
In that case, I would like to enter the opinion of the jury. Mavs? Yes, I need a little time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Get the man out
This
here!
man.
Hey!
It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things in the guild. Wow.
Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh yes, that would be so lovely.
I love the grandma.
Yes, the jury says the ban must be heard. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony.
Granny's my favorite.
Oh, excuse me. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
Seriously, Beppo, how are you so cold?
Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear.
Let the proceedings be resumed. Ashamed.
So,
Mr. McGill. I might be able to do that for a while. I don't think I want to, but have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
to be sure I am, my lord.
I did not remember who was McGilded. Thank you for jumping in.
I remember who was because I remember sitting there going, what the hell is his accent supposed to be?
I couldn't make up my mind.
There are now 2 matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal the fact from the police? Well, actually, the police have not talked to me this entire time.
No, 'tis not the nature died anything at all. Damn, you're annoying. Just answer the question, please. No, the truth of the matter is I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you this all, or do I keep my mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
The fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
It's true.
Lepra Wonka. It's like a leprechaun in Wonka. Yeah, you're right.
I can see it.
Aye, and trust me, where the little urchin get away after it all happened.
You... What?
So is this assisted murder? Is he gonna go to jail?
Yeah, I mean, this still seems like accomplice.
Yeah. No. Magnus McGilded. The convenient excuse you can't say. Oh, it can't save you now. Oh, I'm very mad. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I was nutting when I was taken by the police. Please don't nut, sir. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was...
Oh, well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not in any involved way, you see.
Child?
What? Oh, if the police had known the wee one was there, oh, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. Only trying to spare her that. Oh. The young hearts, Young minds are easily damaged, my lord. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
I didn't lie because no one asked.
Yeah. No one asked me specifically, therefore.
And who was this young child of whom you speak?
Nah. That I don't know. Okay.
You don't know.
I don't. Hey, well, the weird thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection.
This does not sound legit at all.
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. He's a clown. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening in to the proceedings. Oh, fuck! Who got shot?
Nope, there's a fire. Look, someone's trying to
There's
get
a
away
fire?
after them. It's no use. I can't see anything through all this smoke. What is going on?
What the? Okay, that escalated quickly. Wait, there's like for
Be
real
careful.
a fire in the courtroom?
Mr. Naruhodo, cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
What the hell's happening?
We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. And we've hit a to be continued.
Oh shit.
A little bit of a shorter stream, but I think it might be a good place to end here.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think it'd be good to.
All right.
That was cray cray.
Yeah, shit went down.
Really did.
Chat's
So
like they sounded coordinated. I think McGilden is guilty of something.
Oh, 110%.
probably
He's
is.
too rich to not be.
yeah.
too rich to not be. Yeah, absolutely.
I
I
really
just don't know
do
who though.
think that it was him at this point.
Yeah, it was probably him, and we're just defending someone who's undefendable at this point.
Or, you know what kind of makes more sense is, like, all of this could be true. Like, our whole thing, McGilded was sitting on the other side. There could even have been a small child in there. And McGilded could have just hired an assassin to be the actual murderer.
Yeah, because he's rich enough.
He's rich. And also, it explains why there's a child in there. Use him as collateral. So
Man, that's crazy.
I don't trust our client, which is not a good thing for Phoenix Wright Games since we're just supposed to trust our client.
This is the opposite.
Yeah.
Maverick?
Look, this is the first time our client isn't us. So I can't trust anyone anymore.
McGilda's descendant, Matt Ongard.
Like, a 16-year-old murdered my boyfriend to keep her cat hidden. Like,
everyone here is sus. Anyway.
There is no justice.
No justice. Wow.
So, reminder, there is no stream on Thursday this week. I should be back on Sunday. We'll see how awake I am. But right now I'm planning on doing Sunday stream. So We'll be back on Sunday. Anyone got any announcements they'd like to announce?
Nope.
Stan Big Time Rush's new single, Honey, out now. Woo!
And if you're part of Big Time Rush, sponsor us.
Sponsor. This is sponsored by Big Time Rush.
Oh,
No. It was like honestly like the best concert I've ever seen. Besides Shining,
God.
which is the only other concert I've ever seen. So I've only seen 2 concerts in my life, and they were both the best concert I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, if that tells you.
Oh.
But they were good. So if you have a chance to watch Big Time Rush, I do highly recommend it actually. It's worth it. Worth every penny. VIP next time because I'm kind of sad now that
Aw.
I didn't. VIP.
All right. Well, I don't have any announcements either, other than just a reminder, no Thursday stream. As a reminder, you can always check to see if we're starting late or, anything on the Twitter channel. If you've missed a stream or anything, you can watch our old videos on YouTube. Those will still be going up while I'm gone. Next set might be a little late, depending on what time I get back on Sunday. But I will do my best to get those up on Monday. So I think that is it. Make sure you wash your hands, wear your masks, get all vaccinated, make good choices, and we will see you this weekend.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.